Hello Taurus, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 23rd to the 29th of September, moving into Libra season. So it's been a hectic week with the moons and what have you. I hope your week went all right. Let's just see what's going on for you. Got the overall energies here. See what the message is. It's a sensation here that there is, I think we talked about this last week, this confrontation between the inner being and the outer being within the world around us. And it's not just one-to-one here, it's general because it feels like it's coming in on both sides. And there is a lot of pressure that's coming in, and you might be feeling that this week on relationship side. And on your financial side, let's just see what's going on. Similar sort of thing here. There's this like energy wall that sort of goes like that, as it were, around you. The karmic path's a little bit better. It's much more opening up to that. And I think it's a case here that's possibly that, although you may be under a lot of pressure, it's a good idea to stay true to who you are. You get the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, so, usually we put down to procrastination and that sort of thing. And it may seem like that, observed from the outside, that you're not actually really doing anything. And I think it's more of a case of observation that you're doing at the moment. You're really observing what is going on this week, how people are, how your connections are with other people. But it's also a case of keeping an eye on the mind on the eventual goals. And that's why in the sea that's just behind this person here, or just in front of them really, there's two boats there. And it's a question of sort of kind of what sort of reality do you want to live? And that seems to be the assessment thing that's going on here at the moment. Let's just see what's going on your in the relationship side. You've got the karmic path here. Seems to be, it's very straight. So like it's only you know what you want to be experiencing. There's no, do not wait around for it to come in from outside in the outside world. I think you should really go and seize it more than anything else. But because it does play slightly out into the universe. So I think it's a case of seizing the day. I think that's what your karmic message is here. On the universal sort of side, I think the universe has got your back, actually. I think the universe actually understands you, or the energy understands where you're coming from. And so it's creating very good quality connections rather than quantity. And I keep talking about that a lot in various different signs, and it comes up at different times during the year. But certainly for you at the moment, it's a lot about that. Real sort of like quality connections with it rather than quantity. On the past self is, it seems like you've come from a very passionate place. It seems like you've been traveling or advancing really quickly in life, which has been really good. And now it's slowing down. And I think that's possibly what's creating that sort of scenario that's going on there. And it seems like from the past is realizing how you can instigate that speed at demand for you. And that's how you interact and, go after your karmic path, as it were. And the future self, there is definitely a connection with someone or group of people that's incredibly passionate for you or for a connection with you. And there seems to be a choice out the top here that you need to choose a connection with the people that are around you. Four of Wands, very much a progressive sort of thing going on there. This is all about marriage. And you might be umming and ahhing about really jumping into a serious relationship or getting married or moving in with someone or, taking that relationship to the next sort of level. I think if you want it, go after it. There is no doubt about it. And I think it's on your karmic path to feel secure within that relationship. And it's also a celebration of coming together of two energies rather than one energy coming into another or vice versa. It's about two energies that are coming together. And it's a lot of fire because you, Taurus, actually, you have a lot of fire at your base. Look at that. That's from the universe. It's only bringing in the good quality stuff. And this is where it sort of has your back. You've got the Three of Wands and the Four and the Ace of Wands. So that's what's within you. And as I said, the universe understands you. And that's why they're bringing that extra wand in, which makes the Four of Wands, which completes your karmic path. So I think there is a karmic thing to understand about your connection with the outside world, connection with sociably, emotionally. And it's not just about one relationship, it's about multitudes, really. And then you get the Page of Wands, nothing but wands. There is a lot of passion here. I think this is where I said you've got to learn in your past here, in your past position. You've obviously explored a lot with your passions in the past, and now you have to realize how to trigger that so you don't get stuck. You don't get find yourself in a position where you have to procrastinate and so forth. In your future self, playing smart about it. As I said, I think there's someone who's really passionate about you for the future. And I think your karmic path is to go that way. But you do have to, and as I said, I think it's an exchange rather than one person's energy coming into your energy or your energy going into their energy. I think it's a fair exchange. And I think this is where you've got to be smart. So it's really clear for everyone that is within this situation, your partner or whatever. The lessons to be learned out of this week. Four of Pentacles. There is obviously, and it is there's a lot of passion obviously going on because there's a lot of wands here. But I think there's an understanding that needs to happen between you and someone else here in order for it to go forward. If this understanding cannot be made, then it might make things a little bit difficult. It may, you may find yourself entrenched in a position that you don't particularly like, as much as they will find themselves entrenched in a position that they don't particularly like. No one's a winner in that. And that's why I think in the future, I think you've got to be a little bit smarter about the whole sort of thing. Let's just see what's going on in the way of your financial side. The karmic path here is also playing in the back. I think you've really got your head down on this side here. And this is where you might be caught a little bit short on your relationship side. In the universe, energy, there seems to be a connection, and it could be with a business, it could be with a person, it could be with a a movement or a fashion that sparks a lot of different opportunities. It's like an ace of Pentacles that sparks a 10 of Pentacles scenario going on there. So I think the universe and your connections, I'd be very, very attentive to, networking and so forth. On your past self, it's you've worked hard. Let's put it like that. You've been working really hard at it, and there is this sort of question that's kind of saying, when's the good stuff coming? That's from the past sort of thing, kind of going, hang on, I've done all this work. When's the good stuff coming? So let's see what's going on in the future self. I think, and this is where I think you're getting a lot of pressure from the outside world. Don't try and carry too much. Don't try and do everything. A partnership in business is a similar sort of thing which you have in a relationship side. You shoulder the burdens together. You enjoy life together. You enjoy the success together, the profit together as well. It's all of those sort of things. And I think in your future self, I think you're starting to learn that. And I think this just comes out of the past where you're sort of saying, I've done the work, where's the good stuff? Now shouldering it, you're going to start feeling it and understanding it. And what's the lessons to be learned out this week? It's got to work for everybody. If it doesn't work for everybody, if someone's got to lose in order for others to win, it doesn't work. And it will eventually fall on the floor. And I think it's an understanding that I think you're really coming to grips with. Devil's in the detail. Your karmic path here, as I said, it's tied to the back, tied to something in the past. I think also this week here, you're understanding the aspects of your career path, your business or your projects, that there's a certain degree of illusion to it. And that's because, when you start a business, you kind of think, you do your business projection forecast, and your forecast could be in certain areas slightly out. In certain other areas, no. There is also a point here where you need to be a little bit obsessive about getting these points across, getting the balance right. That's what I feel out of that. I think out of your career path and everything else, you really need to get the balance right. Five of Swords with the universe, strange one, simply because this is okay. So what I'm getting here is if you try and fight for control when you're networking, so you're kind of going, I want this to work for me. No, don't have that attitude there, because you'll be fighting with the other person in order to have the control. And I think it will be detrimental to you and the other person. I think it's more of a case here that you will get greater results if you approaching it kind of going, okay, what's in it for us, sort of thing. That's the feeling I get behind that sort of side of things. Yeah, King of Cups. I think you know your worth. I think you understood it. You're very at ease with who you are and what you do, and the benefits that it brings you. And it can convert those emotions into reality. There is no doubt about it. And in the future self, you get the Nine of Swords. Don't try and carry too much. You risk to create a lot of stress for little gain. And I think that stems mainly from that. And I think if you can really get your head around the us rather than the I, that's where you're going to be a winner. And the lesson here for this week here is the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, she works on a multitude of different levels. And as she works on those multitude of different levels, it sparks the magic in life. And it's using her passion in a way that's very productive in every little thing that she does. And this is where I think once you trust the us, that's when you can really start getting some results. Let's just see what's going on with the Light Seers card. Okay, so we got the Four of Cups on the relationship side. Now we got the Four of Pentacles, we got the Four of Cups, and we've got the Four of Wands. There's a lot of fours going on there, and four is an energy that blocks. It doesn't encourage fluidity, and this is where I think there's a little bit of negotiation to be had. And I think you're almost feels like sometimes you feel like you're kind of bored waiting around for the other person to understand, and that's what it feels like. You're sort of like, and you're off on a mission. That's that marriage mission. And I think this is where it's streamlining a lot of things here within you, just to go after the essences and realize that perfection doesn't exist. It exists only twice in life: the first inhalation and the last exhalation. That is the only moment when perfection really exists. And taking the good and not getting involved in the bad side of things. Look at that Ace of Wands with the Ace of Wands. It's really, there is so much passion for you here, a lot of passion, and I feel it as well in the decisions that you're making. It's not that you don't love this person or anything like that. It's nothing to do with that, but there is sort of like, it's like sort of saying, I wish you could understand who I am, so I wouldn't have to explain any actions I do and stuff like that. And I feel there's a little bit of that in all of that sort of scenario. With the Page of Wands, you get the Queen of Wands. Yes, you need to learn how to create Queen of Wands. Sorry, Queen of Pentacles. Do apologize. The Queen of Pentacles, she knows when she's going to get the results before she's even got the results, and that's the security you need to have within you. And I think you need to play around a bit with how you did things in the past in order to know that this is the secure path to go down. And I think this is what it's all putting a little bit of that into judgment, the pathway that you should be going. But there is a huge amount of love and passion involved as well. It's just like you don't want it to go wrong. With the Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords, you get the Seven of Cups. Evident path. Seven is all about revelation. It's revealing to you the path that you should be taking. And I think in the future, it is becoming incredibly clear for you what to do about this. It's beautiful and complicated situation, really, to be honest. The Seven of Swords is playing smart, knowing when to avoid conflict to actually gain a lot more. And the Seven of Cups is all about knowing the emotion that is really true to you, that feels right for you, and that's really what you should be following. And that's the lessons of the Four of Pentacles. It's either you're holding on to something too tightly, maybe the idea of perfection, or at the same time, it's lessons about being very conscious about where you put your energy, your emotions into the relationships that are around you. So you don't, you're not going to give it away cheaply, basically. And you get the Empress card and the High Priestess, sorry. And the High Priestess is all to do with intuition. So it's all to do with what's going inside you. And I think this is all about that. It's how you, this is why you get the Three of Wands there. I think it's how you streamline these 3 cups into 1 cup, into the Ace of Cups. And I think that's what you're realizing in the future, because there's that 7 of Cups. There's only 1 cup that's giving you the good stuff. And you're really realizing it. So, it's really good. Let's just see what's going on the financial side. You got the long-term plan with the Devil card. As I said, being obsessive about planting those seeds for your future success. I think you've been working hard on that for a long time, and I think it's your karmic path to continue in that vein, as it were. On the 5 of Swords, you get the 8 of Wands. Yeah, there is a lot of information coming your way, a lot of realization, revelation for you. Gives you a real focal point. And as I said, that focal point is like that Ace of Pentacles that I was talking about, and that just breaks into the 10 of Pentacles, and that's why you get all the ones that are going around it. I think you're really opening up a like a box that just keeps giving, like a 9 of Cups sort of scenario. With the King of Cups, you get the 6 of Cups. Yeah, I think you're very happy with what you've done. As I said, I think you've worked very hard. And I think the more you ask, sort of saying, like, I've been working hard, now I want the good stuff, and being, honest with yourself, that will help you to stop taking on too much in the world and allow you to get rid of these woes and worries of the 9 of Swords. Being smart, you've got 7 of Swords in your future on both sides now. And it is being smart about it all. And that smartness is much more of the us rather than the I. There seems to be, that's where you need to be moving into. Hey, I didn't do the overall energies, did I? Let's see what that is said. I get the 7 of Wands. Whew, you got 3 7s and 3 4s. And the 7 of Wands is all about that fire within you, knowing your pathway, and it's revealing it. And I think you know it within you, and I think you're revealing it to the world that I am so secure about where I am going. It's just a question now, do we want to make money out of this pathway? And that's where I think, that's what I think you need to push forward into the rest of the world around you. And you get the 9 of Wands. You get the 9 of Wands with the Queen of Wands. As I said, your healthy boundaries, this is what you've got to start putting into place about sort of taking on too much and causing too much stress and strain in your life, avoiding that situation. That's what the 7 of Swords is all about. This is what I said, avoiding conflict and so forth, realizing that, once you've got that with the 9 of Wands. And the funny thing about the 9 of Wands, she's got 1 wand in her hand. She's going off on that journey, and a very passionate journey, just like the Queen of Wands. But at the same time, there's those 8 of Wands that is serving as a healthy boundary. And that's where you get that there. So I think it's on your financial side, you should really be looking at the us rather than the I in this week here. It will make life a lot better for you. There you go, Taurus. Thanking you very much for being with us. Really do appreciate all the support you show for this channel. Yes, I will see you on the energy updates. And also, did you see the super moon reading as well? Timestamp for all signs. I'll see you there. Anyway. Lovely to have you here. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.